How's everyone doing today? CJ Halleck with CJHalleck.com. And honestly, just time to do the hustle report for the day. Very productive day today. It's, 8 o'clock, going through down Boone's Creek, headed to the house. Finally getting ready to call it a day. Got a very sort of semi-productive, unproductive meeting earlier, working on a client site, doing a whole bunch of different things with this site, and it really just turned into a series of issues with the theme that we had initially chose to do the site. So it was just a slew of issues that I was having to go through, but everything worked out. That was good. Went over, worked on some other stuff this evening, some video work. I say this evening, it was probably every bit of about 4 hours, but basically it's a little small documentary that I did. It was about 3 minutes long, and that documentary is going to be something that I will probably be using a lot moving forward to promote my music. Going to be uploading that here to YouTube in the next little bit, and that was about it. Started the morning off, first meeting at 8:30, doing a starting up a networking group. Well, it's just the beginning stages, so it was basically a meeting to come up with the business, the group name and all that stuff. So that was a good meeting. Got to meet a couple new people. Got to two really deep phone conversations throughout the day today, in between bouncing around to meetings and stuff. Other than that, did some fine tuning in between meetings while I was waiting for one of my appointments. Got the last little bit done on the template for the website design tutorial, which should be, hopefully I'll get to start recording on that probably Thursday or Friday. It's going to be a complete walkthrough from signing up for hosting and getting your domain through building an entire website. Believe basically the entire thing, beginning to finish, you'll be able to have a site for about $100. And that includes hosting and the domain for a year. Fully customizable website. Going to go through the tutorial on how to use the page builder, or whatever you want to call it, the front end design, WYSIWYG, whatever. Other than that, really just been a couple really long meetings, and sometimes that happens, and that's totally cool. That's part of business, right? So that being said, going to be, if you can see it, I got my 82 Gear shirt on, which is the clothing line I started to start, I guess would be the proper way to word it, back probably about 6 months ago. Changed names a few times, but basically going to be launching it under CJHalleck.com as Hustle Gear. It'll be a page on CJHalleck.com called Hustle Gear. T-shirts, toboggans, ball caps, hoodies, possibly like some beach towels and some cool canvas prints with some success quotes and stuff like that on it. Probably within the next few weeks. Really dead set on trying to make it to Charlotte on the 19th to go see Tony Robbins. Honestly, he's the reason why I'm still breathing today. So, being able to go see him, and it being a thing that I can do without having to take, a week or 3 or 4 days and not work, being able to just go for a day, probably 2, probably be able to make the drive back the night of the event, but it starts at 8. So, getting there by 8 o'clock, I'd have to calculate being there by like 7:15, 7:30 just to play it safe. And I really don't know if I want to make that drive. That means I'd have to leave the house at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's just, and that would probably be pushing it, probably closer to about 3:30. And I don't think I have that kind of road trip in me anymore. So that being said, I believe that's about it. Hope everybody's having an amazing, ridiculously amazing and awesome day. I'm going to get off of here and put my eyes back on the road, turn this light off because it's a little too bright for me with no street lights. It's just pitch black. So let me hop off of here, and you all have yourself a great day. Take care.